that can go out and perform at a high level.
Yesterday, Will got named to the Max squad.
He did.
And something you know about him, those kinds of awards and what they expect. How do you tell him to, handle all that notoriety he's getting to show just being named that list?
How I tell him to handle that stuff, that's just somebody's opinion. You still have to go out and put in the hard work. And the good thing about Shipley is he understands that. I don't think he's a kid that kind of get caught up into that outside stuff. What list he on, what list he's not, and that's where I come into play. I tell all those guys if you put in the hard work right now, and then once the season start, hey, you'll be right where you're supposed to be. But if you get caught up right now into if you're on the Doak Walker list or the Maxwell list and all these other lists, then you're getting distracted from the main goal, and that's to have a strong summer in your strength and your conditioning. So, he has a level head. He understands it, and that just goes to credit to what type of player he is. Those people think that he's one of the best ones in the country, but he still has to go out there and perform at a high level, which I know he will. But that's great for him. That's awesome. I'm happy for him because I know what type of guy he is. So I'm happy that they decide to recognize it.
High school camp to have your guys out there running drills and somebody will take charge of that. What was that like watching those guys do that?
It just validation of that. Those guys understand the drills that we do in our room, and that they can go out and teach it. Then it also helps me because now I'm able to kind of just float around and see different high schoolers instead of just staying at one station. That I trust those guys, and then it just goes, like you said, it goes back to the trust factor. I know that when they talking about the drill, that they're not going to just be out there just talking about it just to try to go through the motions, that they actually know what they're talking about. They want these kids, they want those high schoolers to get better, and they're going to push them. So it was great to see. All those guys did a great job. Anytime they can come out there and help, during that time of the year, is always awesome for us.
That knowledge they brought out there was something they picked up from you. Does that
Yeah.
validate you a little bit, or what you taught them to watch them go out there and just remember what you do?
Yeah, well, just let me know that they listening. That's for one. But as far as validation, it just I know those guys gets it, but it's just great to know that they actually paying attention. And like I always say, you never know if they're truly listening until you get into those type of settings. So to see that they actually listening, paying attention to the drills, that's huge.
CJ the football coach versus CJ the dad. Is the little one following in dad's footsteps?
The little one right now, man, you know what? He gonna have a good shot. He already done picked up a couple offers. So he already beat dad in that category. So we're gonna see if those committable offers, in about 18 years. But now he's doing great. It's great to be back in that feeling again. It's been 16 years. My daughter's 16, so it's been a long time since I had to change some diapers. And but he's starting to come into his own personality. He's kicking his feet. And then Dad, he making sure that he keeping that ball high and tight. So we're working through the process of trying to get him to turn over all the way, and hopefully in a couple months we'll be crawling. And then once we start walking, we'll be running. I'm already preparing him for the training that lies ahead for him. Because I'm gonna ask him, do you want Dad the trainer? Do you want Coach the trainer? Or do you want the player, the thriller? Because it's different now. It's a difference between those three people. So it's going to be very interesting to see which one he picked. If he chooses the player, then I'll be older, but I'll still be ready to show him the ropes.
Still got it.
I still got it.
Coach, what did you learn from you Alpha Man in spring when it was telling you?
I learned a lot. He was very prepared, and he took advantage of the opportunity. And also, the thing about Phil is that, I'm pretty sure y'all guys that had some encounter with him, is that he doesn't talk much, but this spring he was very vocal from a leadership standpoint. And, and I told him, you the alpha dog in here. That these young guys, that they're gonna follow your lead. So, and he took that challenge and he ran with it. And he was very vocal, very demanding of the standard that's set in our room. And those young guys, they followed that. So I was very pleased with that, and I think he does. And he kind of just set the foundation for his summer because, if y'all haven't seen him, he looks great. He's in a great spot. He's poised to have a big year, and so we just got to continue to build on that. But just the vocal standpoint was what I really learned because, like I said, he doesn't say a ton, but I think this spring gave him opportunity to kind of really open up and really, I guess, bring his personality out, and he done a great job with that.
Things really changed for him fast last year. He went from probably being a red shirt to, as you say, the alpha dog of spring.
Yeah, it did, and honestly, I mean, when you really think about Phil, I mean, it was just, the situation with so many guys in there, but I just knew in my heart of hearts that, that this is a guy that can help us. I had to see his high school tape. Then I had a chance to spend some time with him and see him on the practice field. I just knew that, eventually he was going to be able to help us. I didn't know when that was going to come, and the thing about Phil is that he's very understanding. He's big in his faith, so he didn't get down on himself, and if he did a great job of just coming and talking, and was able to talk through stuff. But I was very pleased for how he handled everything that took place. Well, I mean, it's always important to have depth because when you play this game, it's a violent game, and just like I said earlier, you always one player away from being a starter, and you want to make sure that you have depth at your position, and not only depth, but you want to make sure that these guys are prepared because it's one thing to have depth, but if your guys are not prepared, then it means nothing. So, we just try to do a good job in our room, making sure that we're prepared. So when our number is called, that we're able to go out there and play at a high level, and it's not a drop off. Well, I mean, I just really this summer I really just spent some time just reflecting on ways I can be better, ways I can help my guys be better. And that was going out, talking to other running back coaches, seeing how they do drills, see how they ran their meetings, how they handle their rotation. That's what I did. I think that's what you have to do as a coach is you have to go out and seek advice from other people that have done it a long time. And for me, I got some great NFL coaches that I was able to play up under that was very helpful, giving me some insight of how to handle certain situations and giving me drills that I think would be beneficial because when it comes to drills, it's just you want to see your drills translate over to the game field. So I don't want to just be out there just doing backyard drills just to look good on Instagram. I want stuff that's going to translate over to the game field. So I was able to do that and then really just continue to just be who I am. That's the only way that I know I can be successful is being who I am and not trying to be someone else. But at the same time, taking advice from other veteran coaches that's been in this business a long time.
Back onto that depth, you said earlier, the depth was kind of forced on you last year due to injuries. These guys have brought there and fixed it. Now you got the luxury of having all three of those guys coached up. Now you can manage their snaps better.
Yeah, that's what we're just talking about. Is just I do a great job. I have a rep chart, I guess you can call it. And I track all their reps that they do each day, so I kind of know how many reps each guy gets each practice. And if I feel like one guy is getting more than the other, I know how to tailor that. So I think that's the biggest thing that's been very helpful. And that's kind of something that I done last year, so I can be able to manage their load because especially once we get through the fall camp and get to the season, you want those guys to be as fresh as possible come Saturday. So I just try to do a good job of just managing them, and then at the same time I let them know that hey, when it's time to go, it's time to go. And then hey, if I decide to you're not going to take a big load today, that doesn't mean that you're getting an off day. It just means you're not going to take as many reps, but you still need to be in tune, mentally. And then when it is your time to go, you need to rock and roll. And that's just something that I learned from my running back coach, Tyrone Wheatley. He done that when I was in Buffalo. It was some days that I had a big load, and then there was some days that he tailored back, and then he talked to me about, hey, it's not an off day. It's still, you're getting your mental reps. I'm still put you in there. But then when it's time to go, I need you to go. So that's just one of those things I kind of just took from him and kind of just put in our room.
You guys went to a two-back set. Was that something you guys just had to break out and just learn it, put in there? Was it something you guys already had in the bag earlier in the year?
No, I think it's something that was already in our offense, before I even got here, and then, we always practice, that stuff because now, like you say, you got, three great guys in there, so you want to try to find a way to utilize them and take advantage of them. And, we had been, practicing that stuff, and then we just felt like that particular game was the right time to pull it out and showcase it. And, those guys did a great job of executing.